It's Neca. Real talk from a real place. Hey, what's up, my good people? What's going on? It's so good to see you. If you can see me, I can't see you, but you can see me. And I am excited today about today's topic. Before I get into that, I want to remind you Journal to Victory, the purple book. A book. What is Journal to Victory? Because I know you're like, why is she constantly showing me this purple book? Well, first of all, I'm the author, okay? It's a journal. And a journal is to help with overcoming your past, your failures, and your fears. The purple book. So you can DM me. I'm at Coach Neca on IG. DM me, get in touch with me like, hey, I want a copy of that. Okay. Want a copy of this great tool to help me to get to the goals that I need to of being victorious. You see the V? Okay. Don't sleep on me. And then now, me and my daughter are both authors for Black Girls Are Pretty Sweet, Sweet Dreams. Look at that. Okay, we are doing big things, honey. Okay. And anyway, you can order this right now on Amazon, but you can also DM me as well and let me know, hey, I want to get Black Girls Are Pretty Sweet, Sweet Dreams. Okay. It's an awesome book. I can just take you through a couple of pages just to kind of show you. See Maya Angelou right there. Oh, yes. This is a great tool. It's basically to inspire Black girls to know who they are and where they have come from and who we are to be in the future, honey. So don't sleep on us. We are both authors now. Me and my daughter came up with this great tool. Black Girls Are Pretty Sweet, Sweet Dreams. All right. And you can also purchase that on Amazon if you can't get to me. All right. And I'm here for it all. All right. With all of that being said, today's topic is about help me, I have been violated. This topic is like so personal for me because it's a deep topic. But again, I want to shed light on it because a lot of times people don't talk about these things, right? So you got that. But before that, I just want y'all to see y'all see my inches. Okay, long hair. I don't care. so so again, we see a lot of times in when we watch the Tyler Perry movies of things that um, in a black household that were not spoken of. It's like what goes on in this house stays in this house, right? That is like the biggest trick from the enemy, okay? It's a trick to keep people in bondage. It's a trick to make you feel like, hey, whatever I've went through in this life, I have to stay right there and brush it under the rug. We're no longer brushing things under the rug. We're no longer saying, "Hey, I'm not going to talk about this." We're no longer in a point because all it does, and I can tell you from a clinical side that it eats at you. Not only does it eat at you, but then it makes you hold things in, and even with me, I've experienced this, and this is why I want to talk about it today. Help me, I've been violated. Because so many people have been violated. So many people have gone through things and they have not been able to really express themselves because they feel like they're going to be shunned. Like somebody holding up a cross, like, unclean, unclean. No, you're not unclean. You need to get rid of this baggage. You need to tell someone what is going on with you. And that's why it's so important if we have children to make sure that we are stressing the importance of talking about these things with children because a lot of people don't want to do that. Like a couple of weeks ago, my daughter, I had to let my daughter do a sex education class about good touch, bad touch, and I thought it was good, and she just told me she's like, "Wow, it was just too much," and they was talking about some things I didn't like, and I was like, "Hey, at the end of the day, you need to talk about those things because I want you to be comfortable with sharing this information if somebody ever violates you or do anything that will harm you in any way. I want you to come and let me know. Because I'm going to catch a case. I'm going to catch a case. I'm just going to be honest with you and catch a case. So don't touch no baby. Just leave the babies alone. So that is something that like I said, it's something that I definitely is very detrimental to me because I've experienced this, and I can tell you, going it was someone that was very close, um, and I won't disclose any names, just just because I'm not gonna do that. But I'm definitely gonna tell my story today, and I'm not just sharing my story so you can be like, oh my goodness, this happened to her. I'm telling you this so you can know that people struggle with this stuff. Okay, people go through this, and it really affects you in ways that you're not really thinking of a lot of times. So, with all that being said, I want to say when the incident occurred with me, and it was continuous. It wasn't like an incident that just kind of stopped randomly. It's a continuous situation. It started at the age of 5, and I know a lot of times people are like, how do you remember anything that happened at that age? According to child psychologists and things like that, they talk about and research that children that have experienced trauma will be able to remember and recall those things because it was a traumatic event for them. So if you ever hear anybody tell you something that they tell you a story like, hey, this happened to me when I was 1, they probably do remember it because it was a traumatic event, even though sometimes they felt like you can't really anything before 5. They say it's kind of hard to remember, but whatever, right? So the event took place where I was violated as a kid um, at the age of 5. It's continued to go on for years and years and years. Um, how did it affect me? It affected me in ways to, it made me kind of feel like dirty. Um, the person who did the situation basically would say to me, um, if you tell, you're going to get in trouble. And as a kid, you're not thinking like, okay, if you do this to me, you're going to get in trouble. Because the kid doesn't think logically like that a lot of times. And so that was the thing. So I kind of held this information on what had happened to me. I think I want to say when I was like 18 years old. Because I just was like, this is a lot to take on. I'm tired of walking around with this baggage, okay? Because that's what it is baggage. And I was violated, you know? Um, what did it do? How did it affect my life? I want to say it definitely brought me to the points that I didn't want to be bothered with a lot of people. I was kind of distant because I didn't trust people. I still have these issues. I mean, I work on them. I try to work on them, but everybody has struggle, right? That's mine. You don't really trust people. Um, you become like withdrawn because you don't know like who's out to get you. That's how you feel. It also led me on a path to destruction, where in my teen years I was very, very, very promiscuous. Did not care, on what I done or how I did it or whatever. I was just very adventurous, so to speak. And just I didn't have any morals, because I was pretty much just doing what I wanted to do because I'm like, nobody ever stopped to really tell me because I didn't really share with people like what was going on. I did become a mom at a young age, just out there being promiscuous and things like that. As the saints would say, fornicating. um, but it just took me to a very dark place. I really couldn't trust people. I really didn't know who to trust or who I could talk to, so to speak. It went on for years. And like I said, I still have these struggles to this day because I was violated. Okay? And when someone is violated, it's, someone takes their innocence away from them. So all the innocence that you have as a kid and someone takes that from you, it's like I'm just hurt. Of course, if you were raised as a Christian or whatever, you can turn to God and talk to God. But yeah, that's wonderful, but at the end of the day, like, you need to talk to some earthly people and let them know, like, this happened to me. And I think the fact of me withholding this information for so long, it kind of just led me to, like, I felt like people didn't care about me, people didn't love me. Because not only did I deal with this abuse, I also dealt with the component of being physically abused as a child as well. So mentally, physically, it was just a lot for me. But again, I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my grandma, of course, because those were the people that were always there for me. Um, and I just kept it. I held it for so long, and that's why I say, like, journaling is amazing. Okay, because it gives you a chance to actually vent out and talk to someone. But this whole incident, this whole ongoing violation that happened to me, it just led me to some very, very dark places. Dark to the point that I didn't want to be here anymore. I was done with life. I'm like, people, all they do is just treat me wrong. People just continue to treat me like I'm nothing. Um, I'm hurting inside, and nobody understands why I'm hurting because I'm not talking. I'm not saying anything about it, but this is my cross to bear, so to speak. So again, I continue to go on that voyage of being in pain and hurting and want to release and didn't want to be on earth anymore, right? But God is amazing, and He does things like to show you, like, hey, I know you've been through this. I know you're hurting. I know you're struggling in this area, but I want to show you I love you. I want to show you I care about you. I want to show you that I got your back, even though it seems like I'm so far away. I got you. And I really look at it now in a form of, if I never went through this experience, I wouldn't be able to help others, right? I wouldn't be able to tell someone, hey, you went through that storm for a reason. And now you're going to make it because I'm going to help you to make it through that, right? And it's just so much that you experience going through this different arrays in your life. And again, not knowing how to place this or how to deal with it is mainly the gist of your problem. So, um, all of that, I said all of that to say there is light on the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm so grateful for that light. I'm so grateful for that light that was there waiting for me to help me in my time of need. So, I want to say mainly when I had my son, because I got pregnant at the age of 16. Um, Again, I was very promiscuous. I didn't care. I didn't care about anything. I just was wilding, like really wilding, like doing me, okay? Doing me to the fullest, okay? I didn't care what people said, how they felt. I'm like, look, I'm just gonna live my life because I done been through so much pain, so much hurt. I want to just live my life. I don't want anybody to tell me what to do. I don't want anybody to like put any input in my life. I just want to live and do what works for me right now. Because I've already been through this process of pain, right? I've already been through, people treating me a certain kind of way, and I'm being hurt constantly, consistently. Okay, it's an ongoing thing at this point, right? So I just wanted to live. So when I had my son, Ziggy, um, he was the ray of light for my life. It's like, wow, I have someone to love, and this person's gonna love me. Because I didn't feel love for a long time. I mean, knew that my grandmother loved me because she definitely showed me, and she was always there. My mom, she went through different things she went through, but she loved me. But I just didn't feel that. I didn't feel that love, right? Because I've been violated, and that's what being violated does. It puts you in this box and makes you feel like you're in a box and you can't come out. You're suffocating daily because this different pain that you have to face. ongoing, right? So when I had my son, it gave me hope again. When I had my son, it breathed new life into me. When I had my son, it made me see that there is the light at the end of the tunnel. Now you're caring for someone else's life. Now you have somebody else's life that you are responsible for. It made me feel appreciated and loved because that's what I didn't have for so long. So I just want to say, as a parent, it's important to find out what's going on with your kid. It's important to let them know you love them. It's important to show them, hey, I'm here for you. I got your back no matter what. Because a lot of times we think our kids feel loved and we don't even know our kids don't feel loved. Like my mom will always tell me, like, I love you. I don't know why you feel like I don't. It's not that I didn't feel, it's just the pain. The pain numbs me to everything. Like it affected relationships with me. It has affected different things. And I'll talk about that on a later show. But it has done so much to me. My self-esteem was low, at the totem pole low, okay? Because I didn't have any hope. I was like, all I do is experience pain. All I do is experience someone treating me wrong. All I do is experience not feeling loved, okay? So it's something to go through those. I mean, I could smile and I could talk about it now, but baby, when I was going through it was rough for me, okay? So as parents, make sure you're checking on your child. Make sure nobody that is close to you is touching on your child or violating them and making them feel like that because kids won't talk. They would I kept my mouth. I literally this happened to me for 5 years straight. So it ended at the age of 10, right? I held it. Okay, it started at 5. I held it all the way up until I was 18. Could you imagine? Could you imagine your child holding some pain like that for so many years and just kind of going as they go and feeling like, hey, I'll go as I please, or whatever the case may be. Figure it out. Find out. Ask your kids questions. Ask them what's happening. If they go to someone else's house, ask them what went on there. What took place? I need a step-by-step guide. I don't care if it seems like you're invading their privacy. It doesn't matter at this point. Ask them questions about their day. Ask them questions on what's going on. If they're with a coach, because a lot of times we see it happening in schools. Ask them, like, what is your coach doing? What is it? You know, even ask the coach questions because you want to know that your child is safe. You want to know that your child is not being violated in a way that makes them feel like they're less than, okay? Because self-esteem building, it takes some time to build yourself back up when you, like me now, baby, I'm confident. You can't tell me nothing. You can't say nothing to shut me down. I'm grateful for that. But baby, it was a time, it's just like, I never really let people talk down to me even then, other than what I was experiencing, because I got tougher skin because I'm like, nope, you're not going to do that to me. I've already experienced the worst pain I can in this life. You're not going to say that to me. You're not going to do that to me. Which is why I'm a firecracker now because of the things that I've went through. As you see, I have on the shirt Rocky. I love Rocky. I love his story, his storyline. Baby, you can't say nothing about Rocky Balboa unless you want to fight me. You want to go head to head, okay? Because I love him. I love his story. I love his drive. I love the way that no matter what he went through, he kept pressing to do greater things, even when he felt like he was done. When he lost Mickey, baby, he was done. But guess what? He had to be revived again. He went through that process in order to get to what he was, the champ, okay? So that's what I'm saying to you, that you're a champ. You have a champ within you. You know, you're going to go through different things in this life, but you still got to come back to that champ mode and wait for, hey, yo, Adrienne, because she coming. She coming. So I just love the whole story. So Don't never say nothing about Rocky Balboa in front of me. And I don't want to hear that little stupid thing that they do when they say, who you think will win a fight? Rambo versus Rocky. First of all, we're not putting no comparison because Rocky was in his own little league, okay? Rambo did his thing, but let Rocky do what he do. That's the boxing match, all right? And so, um, I just growing up, I've always loved Rocky, and I had a passion to watch, all of them. Like if they come on, it could be a marathon. I would sit there and watch them because I love the story of Rocky Balboa. Baby, you better not even tell me the character died because if you, I don't even want to watch it no more. You ain't gonna do this to Rocky. We're not gonna do this. But his tenacity to keep going, his drive, his passion, to keep going, keep pushing, keep pushing. This is what I had to do in my life. Okay? When I was violated, I had to keep pushing. I had to keep going. I had to keep moving on because at the end of the day, I know there is going to be someone that I'm going to meet. And I have met several people that experienced these things and did not talk about them until they were an adult. And they talked about how it made them feel, how it made them feel dirty, and how they overcome and still dealing with the pressures of it. Because it's like, you really get into that mode, like, why me? And I can hear God say, why not you? You have to go through things. I ain't saying to that extreme, and that's why as parents you make sure you monitor what your kids are going through, but that is a lot on a child. That's a lot for a child to endure because that's pain. That's pain, 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 pain. And pain makes you do things, make you perceive and have a perception of things in a different way. Pain makes your eye gouges go to the point that there is like, I don't even care. I have no sight because I'm dealing with pain. And what do people do when they're in pain? They go try to find a painkiller. They definitely do. They want to numb themselves, whatever the case may be. But I challenge you today. If you're a parent, make sure you find out what's going on with your children at all times. I don't care how much they think that you're just being in their business. I'm not telling you to be a strict parent, but I'm telling you to definitely find out. Talk to your children. Figure it out. What's going on with them? Because you got to make sure they're not being violated. And if so, how do you deal with it? Okay, because that's the next step. Therapy is definitely a great tool to deal with different things you've been through. I'm not going to tell you not to do the therapy because it is. But your children have to know that they're valuable. And if you, as an adult, have experienced this same pain, get help. You don't have to suffer alone. You're not the only person that's been through this. Okay? You are not the only person that has gone through this. And you won't be the last, is the sad part. But at the end of the day, you got to come out. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep fighting because there's somebody that is waiting for you to make it through, baby. Somebody is waiting at the finish line for you to finish, to come and help them and pass that baton. Don't let them down. Don't let yourself down. Love yourself enough to get the help that you need so that you can help somebody else. Because what we do in this life, it's not just about us. It's about us helping someone else that's hurting. So I love you all. That is my topic for today. Help. I have been violated. I want you to share this podcast. Let somebody know they are not the only one. And it may be some of you that want to reach out to me after this. And that's perfectly fine because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. Coach Neca is here for you, baby. I'm here for you. I don't care what nobody's saying, how they say it. I'm here for you. I got your back. And you're going to make it through this. And as always, love, peace, and just let your soul glow. You people are amazing. Smooches.